My name's Dave Pilla. I do music, play the guitar and sing in various ways, shapes and forms. I live in Leeds and I'm from the Wirral on Merseyside. Growing up, my first love was hip hop. I grew up sort of through the 90s, which was the golden era of rap. And that was very important to me growing up, despite it being nothing like what I play. I was in a job that I didn't like. I was working a lot, took up a lot of my time, my energy, and I was unhappy, generally, really, in life. I'd always played music, and I hadn't played for a couple of years, and it really got me down. I think, I really missed it, and so I just quit everything and bought a little amp and decided to go busking and see what happened, really, and it's the best thing I ever did.
Go, little man, you can rest your head. It's 4 in the morning, you're soaked in red. And the cold.
My auntie Karen was always a big influence musically. I've found just an endless wealth of amazing artists through recommendations from her. It was just the quickest way for me to quench a thirst I had for music and a need I had to change my life, my routine of just working all the time and thinking that money is what's important. In fact, I realised that desire that people have isn't important to me. At the same time, after doing a bit of busking, first day or two, I thought, oh, you can make a bit of money doing this, actually. And then the more I did it, and the better I got, and so on. And it quenches both those needs. The need, of course, to have money to live, and the need I have to play music, because it's what makes me happy, it's what I enjoy the most. You put yourself out there, it's quite raw, it's very, you never know what you're going to get from one moment to the next. Maybe you're having a day where, it's quite quiet or no one seems very interested, and then somebody might come over who, on the surface, you may think that you've got nothing in common with, and they'll drop a note in your bag and it'll just say something really lovely and it'll make you feel great. Or you might be playing on a Saturday night where everyone's out having fun, getting drunk and so on, and you play the right song at the right time, and then before you know it, you've got 30, 40, 50, 60 people all singing and dancing, and you've got the love or whatever, and those little moments are really what it's all about. It feels really good to do that. A friend of mine who passed away recently, he was a busker, king of the buskers. His name was Johnny Walker, and he said something along the lines of, your audience when you're busking are the ones who stop and pay attention. Many will walk past and you don't need to notice them or worry about them. The people you focus on are the people who are interested.
Take what you need, keep it guarded from the fall.
The music I play is quite singer-songwriter, so I like the likes of Bob Dylan, Paul Simon, John Martin, Ray LaMontagne, Foy Vance, all these kind of people who can capture your interest with really just one guitar and one voice, and I think a song that can be really, really simple, that can just pull you in beginning to end, is where real strength lies for me. There's a lot of really, really good music out there, all sorts of genres. There's some incredible talent around. For me, you have to scratch a bit below the surface to find a lot of it. I think whilst there are many good artists who are, in the limelight, I think sometimes the production of the songs can make a very deep singer sound quite vacuous. It's a bit of a cliche, but the best songs kind of write themselves, really. You might be lying in bed, it's 2 in the morning, you've had a couple of wines and you suddenly have an idea, so you jump out and then start playing. And within maybe an hour, you've recorded most of a song, or you've written most of a song, and they always seem to be the best ones. But generally I might have a little hook in my head and I'll try and play that on the guitar and put the guitar down first and then put the melody down, and the lyrics for me always come last. I get a lot of flack from my friends saying, stop being a perfectionist, just finish the song and put it out. People might like it, people might not. But if I don't like it and I don't want to listen to it, then I don't want others to listen to it. A song comes to you and you'll spend 10 hours that day, you know, just sort of, you don't eat, you know, you're just drinking coffee, you know, and smoking and recording and blah, blah, and you think, yes, I've got this song, brilliant. And then go to bed, 2, 3 in the morning or whatever, wake up the next day, listen to it with fresh ears, and it sounds rubbish, you know, and it's like, oh, damn it, I've got to do it again now, you know, so, yeah, I forgot what you asked. When I finish a song and I've mastered it and I'm listening to it on my headphones and it's done, I'll sit back, maybe with a drink and a cigarette, and just kind of listen to it instead of judging it, and I'm happy with it. It's a great feeling. It's a really good feeling. I generally fall out of love with my songs quite quickly, but there's a few that I still like, and I think all in all, there's a song called Hollow Days, which is on an EP of mine called More Than Hoped For, and I don't know quite why I still like that song, but I think that's the one I'm most proud of. It's about the end of a relationship. I think, you know, I was in a long, very up and down relationship that was always making up and breaking up, and it was, you know, getting very old. And I think this song was about the idea of finally putting it to bed, and, you know, enough's enough. Music and my life these days is entirely intertwined. You know, I met my girlfriend doing music. You know, she was a busker too, still is. We met busking on the streets of Leeds, so without music I wouldn't have met her. We then, you know, sort of nearly 4 years later, you know, we started our music kind of little business, if you like, you know, where we play all these various sort of gigs and functions, and we do all that together. So music is entirely responsible for the main part of my life, you know, which is being here with my partner and my dog. But you know, I think like any musician really, as far as being creative goes, you tend to just naturally write about the things that you know and the things that you live through and experience kind of on a day-to-day basis. I think over the years I've become quite selfish as a musician. I don't know, I like playing by myself. I don't know why really, and I'm missing out on probably a wealth of kind of the fun of being with other people and playing with other people. But I quite like the isolationist sort of element of music, just me, just the guitar, and just doing my thing. I think really I'm a bit more kind of just take each day as it comes, keep trying to progress, keep trying to improve, keep on building up work and keep on enjoying what I do. I'd like to think that when people hear, they can take something out of it for them personally. Obviously it's going to be a song that's personal to me, but I like to think that people who enjoy what I play, that they can take something from it. When I go home after a day of busking or after a night of busking, I'm amazed at how much attention people have paid. You know, I'm amazed that anyone pays any attention really to a guy or a girl stood in the street singing. Sometimes people will be on the way to a club and then they'll stop and listen and they'll be dancing and then like, we're just going to stay here. They've been there for an hour, like, well, if we're not going to the club, we're going to stay here, it's more fun. You know, and that's a great feeling. I'll be wasting away. I always think about when people ask me about music and about busking and about what I do. Because what I do is a bit weird, isn't it? Most people don't just go and sing in the street. Most people get a normal job and they kind of do sort of more normal stuff, and I'm a little bit on the fringes with what I do. It's the best thing I did in my life. It's the best thing the best decision I ever made was to just take a chance, take a risk, just quit everything and just do what I love doing, try and make some money out of it, try and be happy. And I think if anybody else was toying with an idea of doing something like that, then I'd just say definitely do it, because you won't regret it.